With the Los Angeles Times, Lindsey Thiry at Dodgers Stadium, joined by beat reporter Dylan Hernandez. The Dodgers defeating the St. Louis Cardinals 2-0 in Game 3 of a 4-game series. And Dylan, it was a redemption game for Clayton Kershaw after what bit of a disaster last year in the postseason.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were kind of wondering how Kershaw would respond to facing the Cardinals for the first time this year. You know, I don't think people were so much thinking that he was psychologically damaged or anything, but more that maybe the Cardinals had figured out something about his pitch pattern. You know, because the one thing that we saw last year in the playoffs was that St. Louis seemed to kind of know what was coming. So you kind of were wondering, was Kershaw becoming a little too predictable? You know, and in this game, he used both sides of the plate. Breaking pitches were working. I thought he kind of mixed up his pitches really well, and obviously completely dominant. 8 shutout innings. You know, this doesn't erase what happened in October, but I do think it kind of erases maybe some of the questions around him and the Cardinals.
Yasiel Puig completed a rehab assignment, returned to the Dodgers lineup on Saturday, and then didn't waste too much time getting started. He actually hit a double there in the 7th inning.
Yeah, you know, and it was a little bit surprising in the sense that the first 2 at-bats, he looked completely clueless. He struck out on 3 pitches in his first at-bat. Second at-bat, struck out on 4 pitches. Really wasn't much better there. And given the fact that he had only played in 2 minor league rehabilitation assignment games, you're wondering, was Puig still a little bit rusty? I mean, he had been off for 6 weeks. I know that, there was an earlier rehab stint that kind of had to get shut down, but really this is a guy that had played baseball pretty much in 6 weeks. But, one thing we saw tonight is how quickly Puig can change a game. He had a man on second, doubles to right center, gets on second base, and more, impressive, and, this is like a very Puig-like thing to do, was how he scored that next run. He was on second base, Justin Turner hits a ball up the middle, Colton Wong, the Cardinals second baseman, made this diving stop, ball kind of trickles into center field. Most guys stop at third base. With Puig, there's absolutely no question he's going to score on that. He's got the smarts, he's got the speed to do that, and, 1-0 and 2-0, huge difference.
And Dodger Stadium came alive when he came around to score. A big night, a big momentum night for the Dodgers, who actually came into Saturday's game in second place in the NL West behind the Giants. They'd lost 7 of their last 10. How much did they need this win?
Yeah, I think they needed it just to kind of get the momentum rolling in the other direction. This is a team that hasn't scored all too much. I mean, they didn't really score too much, tonight, but Puig kind of gives you this hope that, okay, maybe by adding another power bat into the lineup that they might be able to produce more runs. But also, the one thing I noticed tonight, I thought that the atmosphere in the stadium kind of changed as the night went on. I think that the fans were kind of waiting. The one thing about Kershaw's, collapses in the postseason, they kind of happen in the later innings. You kind of get to the 7th inning, the 8th inning, you start wondering, okay, is the big inning going to come? And I think when the fans got the sense that, okay, no, our guy's in control here, and then Puig comes up and, does what he does offensively, I think it kind of changed the atmosphere of the stadium a little bit. It became much more festive. And, it's something very slight, but I do think that players, they're human beings. I do think they kind of pick up on that. And something like this could get something started. So, I think the next couple of weeks are going to be very interesting to see if they can ride this momentum and, maybe kind of create some separation between them and San Francisco.
So the Dodgers wrap up a 4-game series against the Cardinals on Sunday. Be sure to keep it on the Los Angeles Times for all the latest on the Dodgers. With Dylan Hernandez, I'm Lindsey Thiry.